Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Studio Ghibli.
That's right.
Or Ghibli. Depends.
Yeah, actually, it's Studio Ghibli. But I always called it Ghibli for years, too. So.
I think everybody called it Ghibli. It actually is Studio Ghibli. You know, you will get yelled at for either pronunciation.
So we're going to call it both, just to piss everyone off.
Ghibli.
No, you say
Studio
you want to say Ghibli or Ghibli?
I always say Studio Ghibli.
Okay, then I'll say Ghibli for this video.
Okay, because people are like, oh my god,
then we're 50% right or wrong.
It's like GIF or GIF, right?
Cups half empty, cups half full, you decide. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so we're going to talk about Ghibli, or
Ghibli,
coming to Netflix everywhere but in the US and Japan.
And I think Canada, too.
In Canada, yeah, North America. North America. So... yeah, this is a really interesting development because the Ghibli movies were really hard to, come by. They had a distribution deal with Disney, and now they're with G-Kids. And just last year, G-Kids was like, "Oh, they're never going to be made available digitally." And then, surprise!
Here they go.
Here they come. And the big announcement was just a month or two ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago.
Yeah, that they were supposed to go to HBO Max. And that was a huge deal for them to go to HBO Max because HBO Max isn't even live yet. And now all of a sudden they're going to Netflix too, but not in America, not in Canada, not in Japan. But it does show how important anime is becoming to these streaming services.
Well, it's just interesting to me because if you go to like the comic book resources, for example, they have 3 articles just today, and each one, the titles are kind of misleading.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Actually, Anthony out there, his was actually the most on the nose of what it was.
Yeah, people are writing articles that are deliberately misleading, like, hey, everybody, Ghibli's also coming to Netflix, which is partially true. But the vast majority of Netflix viewers are going to be in the US, and it's not for you.
Yeah, it's coming to Netflix, just not to, most people that would have Netflix.
Yeah, so basically everything that or every country, I guess, that's not going to have HBO Max is going to get the Ghibli movies on Netflix.
It sounds that way, yeah.
Yeah, we've had people ask us if because we were promoting Surfshark VPN, our friends over at Surfshark, and they were asking me if we could bypass that, and I won't know until February 1st.
Right, we can find out for you, but it won't be till then.
Yeah, so on February 1st, I will try logging into Netflix from another country and see what happens. And I'll let you know then. But anyway, before we get into the video even further, we've finally passed 90,000 subs.
Yay!
Hoping for 100,000 soonish.
Please
Soonish.
subscribe if you haven't done so. Tell your friends, tell their friends, and so on and so on and so on.
Tell your family. Tell your neighbors. Yeah, so this was trending today on Twitter, and it was kind of surprising because, again, a lot of people were like, why is the Ghibli movies, why are they, putting them on, like, every platform?
You mean the Ghibli movie?
The Ghibli movies. Oh, that's right. These aren't the real movies. These are the knockoffs.
No, they're real, but they're getting it out there because anime is becoming increasingly popular, and most people are familiar with Ghibli.
Yes, even somewhat. So this coming from Hollywood Reporter, and then we'll talk about how people are not reporting it correctly because they want you to click and be like, oh, I don't need HBO
or go to
Max.
their affiliate links.
Affiliate links. Netflix snaps up rights to Studio Ghibli films or Ghibli films outside North America and Japan. Given the profound global popularity of Miyazaki's classic works, the pickup represents a major win for the streaming giant in the international markets that it now depends on for growth. That's important. Netflix really doesn't have anywhere else to go. They've pretty much all the American, North American audiences that are going to subscribe to Netflix already have. So they have to grow these other countries. And everybody likes Totoro.
Totoro's awesome. I love Totoro. I have a Totoro backpack.
So they acquired exclusive streaming rights to the full film catalog from beloved Japanese animation house Studio Ghibli for everywhere in the world outside North America and Japan. If you're in America, you're going to have to watch on HBO Max.
Or Japan, you're going to have to pay for HBO Max.
Yeah.
If you already have Netflix, you have to you have to buy something else.
So the landmark deal unveiled Monday through French distribution partner Wild Bunch represents the first time that all 21 films, including Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle, one of Geeky's favorites.
Well, the book's more my favorite, but yes.
Will be made available via streaming. So it is the first time because HBO Max doesn't come out until May.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, so on February 1st, they're going to drop these. I mean, we're talking a week and a half away. They're going to drop them. I will check because, again, our friends over at Surfshark VPN, I will check and see if we can watch the Ghibli movies via VPN. That is interesting. HBO Max picked up the U.S. streaming rights to Ghibli's work late last year, but Netflix's global exclusive coverage of the properties represents a major coup for its international growth goals. Ghibli films are deeply popular throughout Asia, Europe, and Latin America. Basically worldwide, everybody loves a Ghibli movie.
They are. They're amazing. How can you not?
Yeah, arguably even more so than in the US and Canada, I believe. That is true. This is a dream come true for Netflix and millions of our members, said the director of original animation. It's not original animation, but okay. Studio Ghibli's animated films were legendary. Yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. And now, I guess they're getting the band back
Well, here
together.
they have you down here when they're releasing, if you go down.
Okay. So they're not dropping them all at once?
No, so here's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So February 1st, you had Castle in the Sky, My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Only Yesterday, Porco Rosso, Ocean Waves, and Tales from Earthsea.
Boo.
My
least favorite.
March 1st, Nausicaa, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbors Yamada, Spirited Away, The Cat Returns, Ariete, and The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
I haven't seen that yet.
April 1st, Pompoko, Whisper of the Heart, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo on the Cliff by the Sea. We just call it Ponyo. Upper Poppy Hill, Wind Rises, When Marnie Was There.
Now, it's going to be interesting. Are these going to have the English dubs?
I don't know.
So they might be subtitled only. And I'm wondering that.
That would make the most sense in other countries.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that's going to be the case with HBO Max, too. I don't think they're going to redub them. Because I think the G-Kids, now, we don't have any of the G-Kids. Any of the G-Kids Ghibli movies. We have the Disney versions. We have the import versions. So I don't know if they're still using the same. I'm assuming they're using the same English dub.
I honestly have no idea.
Just going by the cast list, it looks like they're using the same.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you because I just know what we have.
All right. So, yeah, that's kind of exciting, I guess, if you live outside the U.S. or, you want to use a VPN or something.
If you're in the U.S., Canada, or Japan, you're probably going to have to pay an extra service with HBO Max.
So here we go. Comic book resources. They tend to do this. I don't know how many articles a day this site cranks out. They have to crank out like between 20 and 50 articles a day.
But I thought you weren't a real journalist unless you come up with everything on your own.
They had 3 articles just today by 3 different writers about Ghibli. Here's the international streaming rights deal, and this one's actually on the nose. 21 Studio Ghibli anime classics are coming, but not everywhere. They have to make that clear because a lot of places were saying, oh, you're going to be able to watch all the Ghibli movies on Netflix come.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how this one
February
reads. Studio
1st, yeah.
Ghibli fans can bring their favorite home before they arrive on Netflix. But Netflix isn't arriving everywhere.
Scoot Allen says that, yeah, before they arrive on Netflix, but you have to, yeah, daily deals. So this is about affiliate links. So they're kind of like tricking people into clicking this, be like, oh my God, Ghibli's coming to Netflix February 1st. And it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
you can't watch it? Buy our DVDs.
We have a lot of listeners who are not in the United States, Canada, or Japan. So this is good news for all you.
This is very good news
If you have
for
Netflix where you're at, here you go.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is, again, just, we're not trying to constantly beat this drum, but anime is becoming increasingly important to the streaming wars.
Yeah, imagine that. They don't want to watch things like Thundercats Roar. They want to watch things that actually look nice.
Yeah.
That are drawn nice, have good stories, and,
Yeah, it does seem like anime is actually on the upswing. It seemed like it died off for a while with the general public, anime and manga, and now it's definitely coming back in full force. A lot of people are, pointing at the American comic book market and being like, a lot of people are just jumping ship from the American comics and they're going over to manga.
Well, it's because, let's be honest. I mean, the American comics lately have not had the same look they used to have.
No.
The stories are, frankly, more agenda-driven than they are story-driven, with questionable choices. And you can go over to anime and get real strong female characters, real diversity, real awesome stories that are about telling a good story. And that's what comics I think are lacking anymore, is we're not getting stories for the sake of telling good stories.
No, and the American comics also cost a fortune.
That's true.
I mean, $4 to $5 for less than 10 minutes worth of entertainment.
It's ridiculous.
You can go buy a manga for $10 and
or Shonen Jump app or whatever.
Yeah, Shonen Jump, $1.99 a month, all you can read.
I mean, technically, you can do the
Comicsology.
Comicsology, you can do that too, but
yeah, but it's definitely manga and anime are becoming important. We saw how much money that Netflix threw at Evangelion, even though I don't like the translation very much. They were willing to pay top dollar just to make sure they got it, and they're actually doing original productions like Castlevania and stuff like that too. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch. I think anime is going to be supremely important in the streaming wars. So,
little aside before we wrap this up, if you want to read something really good, you can watch Howl's Moving Castle, the anime, or you can read the books, which are actually better.
Yeah, the books are better.
The books are much better. They're both really good, but they're very different. I recommend reading Howl's Moving Castle. The book is my favorite book of all time.
Yeah, I think
it is. I've read
it. Is.
I've read it like 20 times.
I had to track down a hardcover copy for Geeky because she'd gone through like 2 or 3 paperback versions.
I do. I love it so much. I just I just want to put that out there. Go read the book if you like Howl's Moving Castle because the book's infinitely better. But they're both really good. They're just very different.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants.
Yep.
We'll talk later.
Bye.
Thinking about printing your own comic books, graphic novel, or manga? We recommend our friends over at PrintNinja. We've been using PrintNinja as long as they've been printing comics, and both the quality and price is excellent. Mention Clownfish TV and get an additional 5% overrun of your book order quantity printed for free. For free! That's free books, people. Just mention this offer on the phone or in the additional information box on the quote request form. That's printninja.com or click on the link in the description below. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.